Yo, what's happening, everybody? It's another Friday night right here at Churchill Smoke Shop. And you know what night it is? It's latest night right here on the hill, man. As always, I got my partner in crime, my right-hand man, Mr. P. Powell to the third power,
Man, it's
Mr.
always
Preston
good, man.
Powell the third.
Always good to be back on the Good Brothers with my brother Chad Ford. Another
Yes,
Friday
sir.
night on the hill. First, get
Mm-hmm.
it out of the way, get the cigar out of the week. This week, it's the Ray Lewis. And I don't know if you're
Ray
familiar with this
Lewis.
six. Yeah, it's
Welcome to Churchill Smoke Shop Cigar of the Week. This week's cigar is Ray Lewis Rocky Patel. A legendary pro football great and a famous cigar manufacturer have come together to bring you an incredibly delicious premium handmade cigar. Rocky Patel Legends 52 Ray Lewis is a medium-bodied stick outfitted with an Ecuador Habano wrapper, dual binders from Brazil and Mexico, and an exceptional blend of carefully aged Nicaraguan and Honduran filler tobaccos. This Hall of Fame recipe yields delicious notes of sweet spice, coffee, chocolate, and earth, along with a very inviting aroma. This magnificent cigar worthy of the Ray Lewis name definitely deserves a starting job in your daily stogie lineup.
it's a Honduran cigar with a Ecuadorian and Habano wrapper, Mexican and Brazilian filler. It's pretty good stick.
Hmm.
It's a little complex, but it's a more medium smoke. So it's
I
not
like that
as
stick.
it's not as strong as the Gary Sheffield, but it's a good stick done by Rocky
Mm-hmm.
Patel. You can see Ray Lewis in there. But this is the cigar of the week. But when I'm smoking, another stick from our guy Piers Morgan, Pearson Godfrey. It's called Gravity. I've been
I
smoking.
want to try that one too. I
It's,
saw that
it's,
rapper, man. I was like, dang,
yeah,
that's
the
pretty
Gravity.
cool.
It's a good stick. I think I might have another one over there. I'll check it in a minute. But he sent us a few of these. This is the same company that makes the Lights Out Tony. But this is a good stick here.
Okay.
Real good stick. We'll go ahead and finish this up. Then we can get into something else. But Chad, we had an eventful week. I know you said, you got this week. Oh, we got one more week before what you said, spring break.
Yeah, spring break is next week.
We all coming off a little tight weather here, but we still hanging in there. But
People drowning every day.
yeah, man, I don't know why they still try to go on there by what monument at.
Man, did you see the picture though?
Yeah.
They had like a SUV, like a mini. I call them souped up minivans, them little
Mhm.
crossover SUVs. That water's almost to that person's ceiling. I mean, to the
Yeah.
roof.
And I'm like, how do you keep going over there? This is flood area here in Jackson that for whatever reason, everybody try to ride on that viaduct in the rain and they get stuck. Cars start floating off on them. I mean, with that being said, Chad, this week, wasn't a lot of big news week. We'll get into the combine a little bit later. But one thing we do want to talk about is Uncle Shay, Shannon Sharpe.
Here's the final stop of the day. Total wines. See the line started over there. My last stop of the day. We got up early, had a late night. We don't do excuses here. We just get the job done. Because this one we signed up for.
He went viral again this week. With his, I know. First, it was about the way he was walking. Then it became about his whole outfit, and this whole thing. If you're not familiar with it, you got a couple of jokes there. There'll be a video posted here so you get the gist of it. When I saw it, the first thing I thought about was like, oh, they're gonna clown him before he got on. But then when most of the people was talking about the way he walked, and I was like, how many years Shannon played in the league? 15?
Yeah, man.
15 years in the league. Look, my body still hurts now from playing in college, playing basketball in college, and I got shit wrong on my fingers, shit wrong on my feet. That's something gonna
Yeah,
be with
tell me
me
about
forever.
it.
Yeah, yeah,
Tell
well,
me
yeah,
about it.
yeah. So that's the thing. You can tell non-athletes they get involved in all that stuff. It's funny. It's a little joke. The other thing that has went viral this week is the young kids have gone back and look at old NBA 90s tape, and they trying to say that they done with the 90s by cherry picking bad plays out of the 90s and 80s and saying, hey, these guys couldn't play basketball. I don't even have words to even have a discussion on that.
I
I,
do.
you
I
know,
do. I'm gonna tell you why, Preston.
go ahead.
A lot of the B-list players
Mhm.
from that era would kill folks in today's top stars in the league today. You look at Amari Stoudemire, you look at Michael Finley.
Yeah.
They'll kill some of these cats out here playing ball, man. And that was a different. Again, we always talk about the different times of the league. We know the league has changed, but what goes around comes back around. Because sooner or later, you gotta let some of the old stuff back to bring the entertainment back to the NBA. Everybody love a good three, everybody love a good dunk, but I mean, think about Tom Chambers. You know what I'm saying?
And they really
You
don't know
know,
how skilled those guys were.
right?
They have no idea. And then the best part about it, those guys are fundamentally sound. I mean,
Damon Stoudemire.
yeah, I mean, them guys, man. Look, in fact, Gilbert Arena, he went viral a little bit with his comments talking about how the league changed the rules because for European players, that's why the league looked different because they made it more accommodating for European players.
I know what they can do. Get rid of all the Europeans. What? You just said it. You just said it. You go to college to learn defense.
Yeah.
What college do Europeans go to? They have no athleticism, right? They have no speed, no jumping ability. They are a liability on defense. There's 150 Euros in the league today. Name the top 10 defenders. Just the Rudy Gobert and Greek the Freak. Other than that, they're just offensive players. They're not defensive players, right? So the NBA took away aggression. They took away aggression to open up the Euro League. When they first started getting here, it was too rough for them.
And they didn't make it.
They didn't make it, right? So eventually, they softened the rules. They didn't soften the rules for the Americans. They softened the rules to open it up international. So when they're saying the Euros is going to run the league in the next 5 years, why do you think that? More threes, passing, cutting. This is not our league. This is not the American style. This is the Euro style.
They're
not ISO players like.
Right.
Because I remember when I played basketball in Mexico, even with the Mexican players, they didn't like to be touched. Now you grow up, anybody, you don't have to play in college, you don't have to play professionally. If you go to the park, you're gonna get bumped, you're gonna get touched, you're gonna get grabbed. That's just part of the
You're gonna
game.
get elbowed in your throat.
Right. See, the European players weren't used to that, so they opened the game up, made it less physical, and made it more accommodating to them. And that's what you got now. They talk about the European players taking over. And I said, but none of them play defense. I mean, you look at Luka and Kyrie. A guy. I told my son that he was talking about. He said, "Dad, you think the Mavericks ever win?" I said, "They'll never win." I said because he has when you got somebody who's ball dominant like that has to have the ball in their hands almost the entire shot clock, and he put up a shot. He might put up some numbers. He might put up a bunch of points, but that don't. At the end of the day, you ain't gonna win. It's just like people making a big deal out of Draymond Green passing Larry Bird in 3-pointers. You shoot this shit a hell of a lot of them.
Yeah.
Larry didn't just shoot threes. And I saw some young guys talking about, man, that show you that Larry couldn't shoot threes like they say he could. I don't think they had the idea that people didn't take 3-pointers like that back then because they didn't think it was necessary. They were more fundamentally sound. They got the juice.
Right.
They're too busy shaking and baking and getting to a spot on the floor. They were yanking up 80 foot 3-pointers.
Exactly, but then too at the same time, the concept of the game has changed. You a basketball guy, you a basketball player, one of the best ever done it. And you tell us. I think a lot of that comes from their perceived concept of what the game is compared to what we know, what we saw. So we're blessed to still be here to see both parts of the game. I like Zion, even though he can't stay healthy.
Right.
He the gumbo up, which is fine. I love a little gumbo every now and then. Separate my rice. We'll put my gumbo on top of my rice.
Yeah.
By the way, but you look at those guys, but then go back to your point with the European guys. Now think about a deadlift shrimp.
Oh man, deadlift, yeah.
Think about Tony Parker.
Yeah.
Man, think about manager Ginobili. Yeah, manager Ginobili. You know what I'm saying? Think about the big guy that played in Utah back with
Big Mark Eaton.
Yeah, not Mark Eaton. The other guy the foreign guy that played with the Jazz, I
think. AK-47. Kaliko. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, but there was another big guy play on the coast. I don't know if with the Jazz or with the Nuggets. another big guy back then during that
Yeah,
time.
Matumbo, Andrew, McDice. Who else
I
played?
see his face right now, but I can't remember
Uh,
his name.
I get you, but it was a lot of skilled guys back then, and you cherry picking videos to try to make a point, and it don't work. Like I saw some dude said Jordan couldn't go left. He analyzed a video saying Jordan couldn't go left because he scored most of the points. I said, man, look, just use your common sense. A man averaged 37 points a game with hand checking. You
Right.
can't average 37 points a game if you can't go left. That don't happen.
Right.
It's just young guys. And here's the thing, go back to something you asked, Chad. Here's what happened to the game. The reason Jimmy Butler is so successful in the playoffs because Jimmy Butler developed a mid-range game.
Right.
Well, what happened is they overanalyzed the game and they said, well, hey, if I put up so many threes, analytically, I will beat you if you keep shooting twos and stuff like that. Because if you shoot a decent over 40%, they saying because most teams shoot around 46%. If I shoot 40, the high 30s to 40% from three, and I shoot enough of them, analytically, I will score enough points.
Right.
You overanalyze the game. I saw the Celtics lost to Golden State. If you go back and watch that game, watch how many times they go right around the free throw line area and they throwing the ball out. That is a 18, 17-foot jump shot. I lived off that.
Right.
And then the younger people had a misconception because these older guys didn't take the three that they can't shoot it. It was just why would I take a low percentage shot when I'm skilled enough to get close enough to take a higher percentage shot? So I think they just overanalyze the game a little bit, and that's where the young people are getting it wrong because they don't know how skilled these older guys were. Now,
exactly.
are the guys more athletic now? Oh hell yeah! Are they bigger, faster, stronger now? Oh hell yeah! But that don't make them better basketball players. Now
I agree with you holistically on that one. I agree with you on that.
Get to the top tier guys, like the Kevin Durant's, the LeBrons, and Kyrie Irvings, and those guys. Those guys are skilled. They probably can survive in any era, but you don't know if they'll be dominant in any era.
Right.
I can say they will survive in any era, but can they be dominant in there? I don't know. But I can guarantee you most of the guys that were dominant in that area probably will be dominant in this area, if not more dominant. Kenneth Smith made a good point one time when they were talking about handles. And they was like, man, you see all the stuff Kyrie do? And he said, well, it's not that we couldn't do that. He said, but the era we played in, doing all that playground stuff will get you benched.
Yeah, or get you cut.
Oh, yeah, it was about efficiency. You know, if I was going between my legs, I was going somewhere. Or I was moving past somebody. I wasn't sitting there playing with the ball. You couldn't do that back then. You could play. Shit, when I was in college, you remember they still had the 5-second rule. Because you couldn't even stand and dribble the ball that long. Without making any kind of move. So, I mean, it's a lot of things. They changed the game. And, look, they're going to let them have their little run with this. And it'll be what it's going to be. But, look, no. Look, I can understand if you want to try to prop up LeBron in this era. That's cool because this is your
Hey, girl, you doing good? All right.
But it's not necessary for to do that to try to degrade what these guys were in the past. It's just that simple.
Right. And see, here's the thing. You made a good point. When I play league ball, the boys club and things like that, God bless me to be able to just, you know what I'm saying, be skillful enough to play different positions, play the 1, play the 2, play the 3. Even though I was a big football player, played the 4, all the way back down to cadet ball. But one thing one of my coaches taught me was this. Like you said, when I started learning how to dribble, make sure you go somewhere. It's always about forward progression, right?
Right.
It's about forward progression. It's about movement and forward progression.
You had to do something. If you did something, you went somewhere. You moved the ball. You didn't stand stagnant. They didn't let you stand out there top and pat the ball. I averaged 17 points a game my senior year in college. 17 points a game. And we were sitting here talking one day in the shop they're talking about somebody points per game average. And I said, listen, it's not just about how many points a game you shoot. How many times you get to shoot the ball?
Right.
If you putting up 30 and 24 shots a game, well, hell yeah, you should have a high free throw percentage. It's the same thing like I mentioned earlier about Draymond passing Larry Bird. Yeah, if you're shooting that many threes a game, yeah, you're gonna have more threes now. Larry Bird didn't have to shoot that many threes. You know, here's what Larry Bird do have: MVPs and championships that Draymond don't.
Exactly.
So you know he has, and everybody will say, well, you know, he got into college too. Indiana State University took him to the national championship game against Magic. You know, you can't ignore accolades. You know, you just can't ignore that. You know, the other thing in the news, Chad, you know, get back to your base, football, you know, we had the combine this week. And what was the kid name from Texas? Ran a 4.1? 4.21?
Xavier Worthy.
Yeah. It ran 4.21 in the 40, which made news. But you know what it did also bring up was brought up Bo Jackson. Made me think about Bo Jackson. They said Bo ran a 4.19 in pads on the pro day. Well, not pro day, but the pro day he ran a 4.1 something. But then you know when he got drafted to the Raiders, Al Davis said, "I really want to see how fast he is." So they were messing around, and they say Bo ran a 4.17 with just running in practice. So then Al came out there and say, "I want to see it again," and he had his pads on. They say he ran 4.19 in pads.
And that's in pads. Come on, bro.
Man, that's what they said. And here's the thing: Bo was like 230.
Man, and rock solid.
Yeah, 230. But you know what you think about something like that coming downhill at you at 230 running that fast.
And that's strong. And that's strong.
And a lot of people forget Bo is Bo played baseball. I mean, big time baseball player.
And ran track too.
And ran track and all. Yeah, ran track and all. But get back to the combine. They were having a discussion here about a lot of the guys not going, a lot of the top guys not going. And I made a comment. And I want you to tell me if it's correct. What I said was, hey, I understand why the top guys don't go, but let's be real. The combine is not really about those top guys.
No, it's not.
It's about the other guys.
Right.
It's about getting measurables on everybody else. And I think sometime in this era, we get so caught up in the stars. The stars are the exceptions. Exceptions never make the rule. So
I agree with that.
And I think that's where people get confused at when they try to be like, well, if Caleb Williams not participating in the combine useless. No, the combine is perfect for that Michigan quarterback. It's perfect for what's my man that plays Spencer Rattler. Those guys.
Right. And just to piggyback you on that point, tell you a story about somebody that you know. And I saw it. I saw him do this. It was a track guy from Clinton, Louisiana. He retired from one of my favorite teams, one of my teammates, Cory Brafford.
Yeah.
Cory Brafford walked on Jackson State University, right? During walk-on day, do you know how he ran his 40?
What's that?
He ran it barefooted. Do you know what he ran?
What he ran?
He ran like a 4.31, 4.29. Like a 4.31. He ran a sub 4.35.
Wow, and barefooted.
Barefooted. And no, he's country to get one of the best guys you ever wanted to meet. But when I tell you raw talent, and he learned how to play the wide receiver position at Jackson University.
He was a track guy, wasn't he?
Track guy at Hines. He came out and walked on. When I tell you he learned how to play position, shout out to Coach Shannon.
Yeah.
He learned how to play position wide receiver at Jackson State University. You know what I'm saying? So that when you talk about the measurables, sometimes you got to throw out the analytics, man. Good 40 time is great, but what's going to happen when it's 3rd and 5? You got to run that whip route, or you got to read too deep with a robber, You know what I'm saying? Or what adjustment you gonna make if they in zero coverage and they finna bring, 9 people,
Right.
and you got to find the right route to run. You got an option route. The guy inside, you going to the corner. He got inside, you going to the post or go to the post dig. So it's just some things for me aren't you can't measure. You
You know,
can't measure heart. You can't
speaking of
measure those things.
speaking of that, Chad, and I know you being a former coach, and I know you talking about getting back into coaching.
Uh-huh.
I think a lot of people don't understand. I want you to speak to this a little bit.
Okay.
That the wide receiver has to read the defense too.
Ooh, man. And got to read it on the move.
Yeah, he got to read the defense too. He not out there just. I think people think it's like Sandlot. You supposed to run a dig. You got to run a post. No, they have to read what's going on out there. And then you got to be able to communicate with the quarterback that y'all see in the same thing.
Right.
You know?
Right. Man, it's like this out there, especially when you have defenses that like to stem a lot. Stem meaning move or motion or change from one
Right.
position to the other one. Like you might have a 42 under and they switch to a 42 over. They walk guys down. They like zone, not zone man, or it's zone underneath the man up top, cover 7, cover 8. And now, okay, it's a timing route. So now I got to get into my route very quickly with this man trying to jam me from the line of scrimmage, and it's a quick route or it's a quick slant. You know what I'm
So
saying?
maybe
So
this is,
now, do I, or if he's playing, 7 to 10 yards off the ball, do I still run this fly route or do I run this stop route? I run this curl route.
and,
You
and
know
the
what I'm saying?
crazy
So
thing about that, Chad, all that shit got to happen in about 4 or 5 seconds.
shit, less than that.
Yeah.
Because especially if the defense got a front four that's gonna create pressure, and if that front four create pressure with a back 3, with a linebacker core that's able to blitz well or not and not tip off blitzes and stuff, that ain't easy. That is not easy.
Right.
But you see, but see now you're talking about certain receivers because they run certain routes.
Yeah.
Taking Randy Moss, the majority of his 90% of his routes were 15 to 25 yards because he ran a lot of flies and deep posts.
Right.
But now you take a Chris Carter who ran every route. You take a Jerry Rouse who ran every route.
Yeah.
You take a Steve Smith who ran every single route.
Well, I got this from Saints and stuff like this, how they construct the team under Peyton. And I remember Peyton said, we had we had Dante Stallworth for a little while, and then we had Devery Henderson from LSU. And I remember him saying, Devery was playing under Hazlitt and all them too. And I can remember him saying, hey, you got to have that one receiver that can take the top off of defense. Peyton had Glenn from Ohio State. And Hazlitt and they had Devery Henderson and Dante Stallworth on and off. But, when they say take the top off defense, that meaning with going back to what you were talking about, somebody who's running that post or that go route that at least make them bag up a little bit. They give you some space to operate underneath.
Now, a prime example of that?
What's that?
Marvin Harrison Sr.
Mm-hmm.
Because he ran every route too, but he could go vertical quickly.
Right.
So now you're talking about combo routes where you take the curl, you take the go off the curl, or you take the up off the slant. You know what I'm saying? Now you're talking about running 17 to 20 yard comeback routes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, that ain't easy and running with precision. I'm talking about you watching receiver feet pat. For y'all who really want to learn the game and really want to do it, go into coaching and things like that, you got to look at the nuances. Find you a good receiver that know how to run routes. I want you to watch his feet work. I want you to look at his mannerisms. Like you said, looking back at the quarterback, he be give a hand signal. Okay, he man up on me. I'm gonna take the fade. I'm not gonna go in, but he outside. So I mean I gotta push him, then get back outside. You know what I'm saying? Or I gotta get a release to get outside. Or go inside, the linebacker eye him, then get back out into his route very quickly. And that's a matter of seconds. Because those windows gonna close very quickly.
And one thing I've always said about football is really a chess game. And I think the coaches play such a huge part in putting the pieces where they go. I was having drinks one time. My brother's a comedian, so I was having drinks at the Monkey Hill Bar in the Garden District in New Orleans, and Jerome Payton, former wide receiver for the Saints, but he played at Indianapolis with Peyton Manning before he came to New Orleans. And my brother was performing that day. So we and him sitting there having drinks, and Aaron Brooks was the same quarterback at the time. And I said, man, so what you think about Aaron? And Aaron was having a pretty good season. This is when he was in the early years of him in the Saints, when we first went out playoff game and all that. And he said, man, Aaron Brooks got all the talent in the world. He said, man, when I tell you, I haven't seen a guy throw a better ball or a harder ball, got arm strength, got mobility. He said, but he said he got a little too much sandlot in him. And I said, sandlot? And he said, yeah. He said, man, Aaron got to see you open, and then he just gun it to you. He doesn't have a lot of anticipation. And he said, let me give you an example. He said, when I was playing at Indy with Peyton, he said, when you broke that huddle, everybody ran their route because Peyton threw the ball where he thought you should be.
In the spot. Exactly, that's the difference.
He said, when you turn your right, he said you had to whip your head around, because if you whip your head around and Peyton miss you, he cuts you out when you get back to the huddle. Mm-hmm. He said, man, see, that's the part about Peyton that people don't understand. He said, Peyton forced everybody to be professional. You had to study.
What's up, baby?
He said,
he's like Sunday morning,
and
highway.
He says, and he literally said this. He said, see, some of the receivers that y'all call great, he said they couldn't play with a Peyton Manning. They couldn't play with a Tom Brady. He said, because those guys are so efficient in what they do that if you can't be efficient with them, you can't be on the field with them.
And I'm gonna tell you something. That's one of the most beautiful things to watch is listen to Peyton Manning call calls and operate. When he go to the line of scrimmage and make his pre-snap read, and then go into his on-site adjustment. The on-site adjustments when he started checking off, and he started looking at Marvin at the Z, and then at that time he had
Reggie Wayne was there.
Yeah, he had Reggie Wayne at the
Dallas.
Yeah.
And what's the white? He had a white boy there too, wide receiver.
Dallas. His name is Dallas Perkins. Dallas something. I know you're talking about. Yeah. And a great tight end like that who's able to get vertical quick and get those spots to open up the outside against the boundary.
Mm-hmm.
Man, and I'm talking about Peyton Manning calling 2-3 plays at one time. Yeah. He calling 2-3 plays at one time. So now when he check, he's able to check to 1 or 3 plays, not just call one play and then make a check.
Right.
So for some people that'd be what they call brain overload, but for Peyton, it's just like doing a regular math, doing consumer math problems.
Right. And that's the part of the game as I've gotten older. Like I give you an example. Plus I played Madden like crazy, like everybody else.
Right.
But you know what I did? I did one year. I did the Saints in general manager mode. That shit how you so mad because you're balancing money and I can't get this guy or this guy.
I did it one time, never did it again.
Oh, I got like, man, this is too frustrating. But you have to construct a team to what you do, to what you want to do. And if you don't have those elements there, it is what it is. Now, I'm a firm believer. You got to, if you don't have the elements there, you play with what you got, then you try to get the elements there. But you got to play with what you got, because I always think back when I think about that. I think back to Jackson State. What was the quarterback y'all had that was about to break all McNair's record?
Oh, Robert Kent.
Yeah, and they hire a new coach and he stopped throwing the ball.
He run a damn option.
Was that a wing tee or something? Like
man,
it was a wishbone or something.
Yeah, it was like more like an outbone, like Oklahoma ran in '83.
Now, how you have
when they had Marcus Dupree there?
Right, you have an all-conference quarterback. They broke all sorts of records, and look, you didn't inherit a losing team. You just inherited a team. You inherited a team with your 8-4. What were they?
7-4, 7-5.
Yeah. You get a winning team. They just want you to take it to the next level. And you literally just stop throwing the ball. I mean, you going back to leather helmet days. You just stop throwing the ball. That's crazy.
It's called pride and ego. You trying to prove a point, but sometimes proving a point is pointless. That guy's just the same guy again. Coach Bell, kiss my ass. Because you destroyed our program on one time. Just so you know,
Oh,
you did that. You did that.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever be forgotten for that.
But he won't be.
He'll never be forgotten for that. That was horrendous. That was horrendous.
Right. You go from 7-4 to 2-9.
Yeah. How many years y'all gave Bell? 2 or 1?
Yeah, I thought it was 3. It might have been 2. I don't remember.
It might have been 3. It might have been 3. I didn't know how long he was there.
That's how much I've tried to forget about it.
Yeah. That was dark times there, man. I mean, that's what you used to Jackson State having that history of winning. If you wonder what I'm looking up at, this time of the year we're getting close to bracketology, and the ladies SEC tournament started this week, and LSU had lost to Auburn earlier this year. They beat them by a 30-piece today. You got Ole Miss up there playing.
Yeah, playing against Florida.
Yeah, they got a tight game going against Florida, and if Ole Miss win, the winner of this game gets LSU next. So I'm predicting LSU South Carolina in the championship game. And I'm predicting the Tigers take them down. That's gonna be their first L.
That's strong. That's strong.
They should have beat them. They should have beat them in.
But now, if Angel Reese shows up and establishes the president side early, yeah, I'll say that.
Yeah, they should have beat them in Baton Rouge. Everybody know they should have beat them in Baton Rouge.
I agree.
They should have beat them in Baton Rouge. What's happening?
LSU got unraveled. And
they did. I think the moment got a little too big for them. But but that's what you go there for. You go to LSU. You go to LSU for those kind of moments.
Well, what was the old song you used to play in the tournament? One shiny moment.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what you go there for. If you ain't ready for that, you don't go there. But Chad, with that being said, man, we got a few minutes left. Remember the Cigar of the Week? Rocky Matel, Ray Lewis. If you're in town, stop by Churchill, grab you one. We'll be here all week. Got probably some UFC and boxing going on tomorrow. Then Sunday we got a little special Sunday fun day. Get a little extra food. Got some people in town want to hang out. If you ain't doing nothing tonight, get out by. We probably
UFL from the start.
Yeah, we probably start carrying this the gravity. I'm gonna bring you one over the chat. I'm gonna check and see if that box got you one.
I appreciate it.
Is that chat? You got anything else today?
Hey man, come and join us sometime. Come smoke with us. Come drink with us. Come talk with us, man. Like I said, you come by yourself. Come with some people, but I guarantee you're gonna leave with a friend.
With that being said, remind them about Soul City Smoke Fest, because we need to start talking about that because it's coming up in a couple of months.
Yeah, Soul City Smoke Fest will be June 22, 23rd. We got some other venues online. Thursday night will be the Country Square for the official kickoff. Then Friday night will be at 2 Cigar Lounge. It'll be here. Then Saturday night, I gotta go finalize that with my my assistant, my backbone. We call her Chicken and Rice, but the best chicken and rice in the South, Alicia. Yeah. And then Sunday we'll culminate that with the Good Brothers Community Tailgate right here at Churchill Smoke Shop outside in the parking lot all day starting at 10 until.
Right, it's Fifth Wheel Stadium. With that being said, we out here. Good brothers.
Peace, y'all. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe.
Enjoy the weekend.
That's right.